Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic, and today I wanted to show you a page in my pocket page notebook. This is a quote notebook that I have that I keep for inspiration, and you could do something similar if you've got a traveller's notebook insert. It's a similar size. So you can see here I've got a couple of quotes that I got off Facebook actually, and I've got this nice glimmery paper that really attracted me. I did think I would use a nice florally paper for the background of this because the photos are quite plain, but I really like the metallic shimmer on this paper. So I'm just trimming it down to size now. Quite rudimentary. I've just put a little pencil mark where I think the end should be and the edge as well. And so I'm just cutting this 12 by 12 sheet into this size of this pocket page notebook, which I think is 8 by 4 from memory, I'm not too sure. So now that I've figured out that those will fit in the book, I'm just deciding to trim down the actual photos as well that I've taken of this. So I usually screenshot these quotes when I see them online on Pinterest or wherever, and then whenever I'm getting my photos done for Project Life, I usually get these done at the same time, so it's on nice glossy paper. So now I've just realised it's all good to go. I've moved the little book out the way, so I've got a nice flat surface to work on. And the only thing I do know that I want to do in this project is to have some hidden journaling. So I've got my little tray full of little tags. I know I don't want a creamy colour, but then I also know I don't really want a white. So I think what I'll do is I'll use these white ones, and I'll probably do some colouring with this later with some distress inks just to get some blending effect. So that's the only thing I knew I wanted to do. I wanted to do a bit of hidden journaling just because these quotes really resonated with me. I am one of those people that kind of internalises a lot and worries a lot, and this is really just a reminder for me at the start of the new year, you know, to treat myself as I would do a best friend really, and not have negative thoughts. So as you can see, I'm struggling here with this express tape. I don't use it an awful lot. I find it quite fiddly. Maybe because I'm left-handed, I don't know, but I do usually prefer a tape runner. But because this is going to be a little pocket as such to put that card in, I do need something a bit more than a normal tape runner. I did think about using some of the foam, but with it being in the book, I didn't want it to be sticking out too much, so you've really got to be careful about the dimensions in these books so they don't end up too fat. So I've decided to speed this part up for you because I do procrastinate quite a lot. This is a die kit from the Reject store here in Perth, Australia. One of my favourite ones actually. I've bought a couple of these because I do tend to use quite a bit of this. I love the shadings on them. They come across quite whimsical. So I do faff about quite a bit deciding which ones to use. And I do make a choice to begin with just to put some at the side that I think might fit. And then you can see I kind of eliminate them as I go. I really like this little, I don't even know if it's a flamingo peacock hybrid, and I decide I want that on both pages. So once I've got them set up as I like, I'm now just using my tape runner just to fix them in place. And once they're in place, that's when I'll make the decision of where to put the actual quote itself. I didn't want them lined up, I didn't want them slightly off centre. I do normally like things symmetrical, but sometimes it can be too symmetrical. So having these a little bit higher than the other really works for me. Now I've got my usual Wink of Stella pen out. I really love the effect this gives. Problem is, once I get it out, I want to cover everything with it. You can't really see the shimmer very well on here, but it does really have a beautiful twinkling effect. And I decide I'm going to just cover all my little animals, my butterfly, my flamingo hybrid bird, but then I also do some of the leaves as well. So putting my die cuts away now, I'm having another look at these little tags, and I realise they're still probably a bit too long. I don't want them both exactly the same size. I want one sticking out a little bit more than the other. So I do trim them to be slightly different sizes to fit into these little pockets. And I think that looks pretty cute. I did wonder about having a little bit of bling or punching a hole in so it looked like a real gift tag. And you can see here, these are the distress inks that I'm using. But just going back to that, I didn't want a tag as such with some twine attached to it. Again, because of the texture in the book, I need to keep it quite flat. So I've again speeded this up. I consider myself a complete beginner with these distress inks, and I'm using every opportunity to practice my blending. Starting first with this nice lilac colour, and then using the green in the middle, just a bit of a blend. These are my go-to mermaid colours, but I've just matched up from the little bird in there to do as best I can. and then going backwards and forwards with these two colours till I get a good mix. Now I could obviously have blended all the way to the end of that card rather than stopping halfway, but because there's only myself going to see it, I really didn't feel there was a need to go all the way down with that. And really this wasn't an exercise in blending that, it was more just to get a nice little project out the way, because I wanted to get these quotes in my book at the start of the new year. And I'm quite happy with those. I've got this little mini mister full of just plain water that I'm now just spraying onto those cards just to give it a bit of an effect. I did wonder about using a Kaiser Mist sprinkle spray, but I wasn't sure if it would ruin it or not, so I thought I'd better not risk it. It's quite late at night when I recorded this, and I think I'm all done. All I need to do now is a little bit of the journaling that I mentioned. I would love to have a vintage typewriter to type these out with. It is on the top of my very big to-do list, I should say. So who knows, maybe Santa will bring me one this coming year. But it's all good. I've got my little notes as reminders to myself, and they'll be hidden anyway behind these little quotes. I do love these quotes. I love finding little gems like this online to give me inspiration. And as I say, I'm generally the kind of crafter that just goes with the flow. I don't normally plan out or have a thought in before I start this. I just grab something from my stash and use it. So I'm quite pleased with the way that turned out. They fit quite nice in the pocket page notebook as well. I hope I've given you some ideas of what you could do if you're looking for a little bit of inspiration. If you're looking to do little quick projects, I would definitely recommend getting a traveller's notebook insert or a pocket page notebook. These are great little projects to do when you want to do a little bit of crafting. And I really like the effect of having it all in the one book as well. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your time and your subscriptions. If you like what you see, please leave a comment below. And if you're not already a subscriber, please hit subscribe if you'd like to see more of this. Thank you.